1-0 and 2,000 subscribers. Perfect day.
Let's go!
Happy Victory Tuesday. Thank you all so much for joining us a little bit later than normal. Of course, different day due to the game being Monday night, but we're pumped. Vikings are 1-0 after a game that, look, in the Kevin O'Connell era of football, which has spanned 3 seasons and 1 game, we're used to stuff like this. Games get tight, games are close, but somehow, some way, we always find a way to pull it out. And obviously, we're going to be talking a lot about the man of the match, JJ McCarthy, as we go through here. But look, I mean, this was a game that, to start for 3 quarters, for 3 freaking quarters, we were down in the dumps. I know you and I were watching that third quarter together, just frustrated, the pick six, all that type of stuff. Just not what you wanted to see, especially from that first game of the season with all the hype coming into it. Road game, Soldier Field, you understand all that. Short Christian Darrisaw, no Harrison Smith on the defensive end. Struggle, slog for 3 quarters, but then it clicked in the fourth quarter. I mean, just long story short, Kevin O'Connell took the training wheels off. JJ McCarthy took control of this offense. And you end up scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter, winning 27-24, starting off 1-0, get that first divisional win, get the first road divisional win out of the way. And look, it builds momentum now. You got a long season ahead, we'll talk about throughout the rest of the night here. But just going back to this game, man, it was just such an emotional roller coaster. But as I said, it happens a lot throughout the Kevin O'Connell era. Found a way to get it done. And here we are, 1-0, going into a prime time home game.
Yes,
Sunday.
Yep, and
what freaking roller coaster of emotions that game was, but finding a way to come out on top, man. Good start to the season.
This is funny though. How does this win affect Audie Cole's football legacy? I don't know. He did marry Harrison Smith's sister, so.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's married to his sister. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if I like. He seems like a cool brother-in-law, but you ain't like pushing any lines anywhere. He's on your ass for sure, type of guy. Anyways, but no, back to this game, dude. Fucking crazy. I mean, this is like the most I don't want to say like the most JJ McCarthy type game you expect, because obviously we didn't want him to come in and not really play well early. But as far as like, you're talking about a situation with JJ McCarthy where he doesn't play great. And I feel like people are being a little bit harsh on the way he played earlier on. I don't really think that offense, like, there's like the Justin Jefferson should have caught that ball that was really close to a first down in the red zone. Adam Thielen didn't get the third. Like, there's some drop passes by some guys who are as sure-handed in the entire league. But obviously the pick six, just killer. I'm just like, your first game ever, your first game in the NFL, you aren't playing good. You're down by 11, or actually, well, you're not down by 11 at this point, but you're down. What would be 4? You throw a pick six. You're on the road in Soldier Field in Chicago Bears territory on Monday Night Football in prime time, and you throw a pick six, and like pretty much any quarterback in that situation would fold it harder than they already have been up to that point. And he's the most JJ McCarthy thing. Everything we've heard about him, everything about being a winner, he showed that in record-breaking fashion and doing things that have never been done for a first-time player, as far as making a comeback the way he did in that fourth quarter and scoring 3 total touchdowns. Just insane and roller coaster. And the big roller coaster for that is it's just all the hype. Not just a hype. It's not even just a hype around JJ McCarthy. It's just, I can speak for myself here, and I know I can speak for some Viking fans, for sure, a lot of Viking fans. But I do think it's just a lot of we want this kid to succeed so bad. Not just because he's the 10th pick, but just the way he talks and he holds himself, and just all of that stuff combined, and like thinking like, oh yeah, he's someone. And Casey makes a good point. Where else would you rather be than GG Sports Podcast on a Tuesday for the post game? 100%. But yeah, stuff like that, like 22 years old. That's exactly, goes into the huddle, shocks everybody in there. Sounds like it was like the thing that kind of switched everything up, and just a really like big, like in the moment type of move. Like, cause I mean, I kind of like think about it. I'm trying to think of like, what does that mean exactly? And, you know, everything's going bad or whatever. But then at the end of the day, you're a professional football player making millions of dollars, whether you're losing or winning a game. And that can be enough to be like, oh shit, like we're doing all right here. The world's not about to end right here. And just like those little things could be all it takes to kind of switch something in your head, and not that team. So it's really good to see that from a 22-year-old in his first game who just threw a fucking pick six. It just blows my mind that he actually did that. And so I don't know. I'll let you talk, but it makes me pumped.
Yeah, and I will say a lot of the early struggles, I do put that on Kevin O'Connell. Like, look, we knew, like I said earlier, we knew we were going to come into this game, try to run the football, try to settle him into some easy passes. But those first 20 scripted plays, there was never any rhythm. It just felt completely discombobulated. Justin Jefferson didn't get involved till late in the game, which we said you got it. Those short, easy passes, half of them, 3/4 of them should be towards Justin Jefferson to get the best player on the field involved in the game. We didn't do that. I felt like the play calling was sloppy. The play calling just wasn't setting your young quarterback up for success throughout that time. So I do think, in my mind, I do think Kevin O'Connell just maybe had the training wheels on for a little bit too long. But when he finally took those off and let McCarthy play his game, we saw what this kid can be. And I guess you go into the draft last year, and I know a lot of Vikings fans weren't sold on McCarthy even coming into this season. Now, I'm not saying this one game and this one quarter is going to be enough to turn the tables on that, but I do think that even the ones that still kind of doubt, at the very least, this kid has to have your absolute respect just for the way that he handled himself and the way he took that run just into the end zone, took the game over, hyped up his teammates. And look, like when it came to the draft last year, right? Like he didn't have the Mahomesness of a Caleb Williams. He didn't have the refined passing of a Jaden Daniels. He didn't have the measurables of a Drake May, right? But the one thing people kept saying is this kid's a winner. He winner. And of course, you have all the people that are like, okay, he won in high school, great. He won in college, cool. This is the NFL, right? But look, the winner mentality isn't just the fact that he was 36-3 or 33-6 throughout his entire football playing career. Like the big thing is just that mindset. Like this kid coming off an injury, first start on the road, hostile environment, Soldier Field. Yes, he's close to home, but whatever. Just rowdy crowd. The fact that he can come in, command the huddle. He throws the pick six. He's on the sidelines talking it over with Kevin O'Connell. He had the look in his eyes like, he's going to get this done. So the winner mentality is just when things aren't going your way, you just keep fighting. You don't get down on yourself.
Crazy level.
Look at Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams played those about as good as he could the first two quarters. Right. Things don't go well in the second half. And what's he doing? He's sitting on the bench by himself. His head's back. He's almost pouting a little bit. Like, look, and I'm not trying to slander Caleb Williams because you and I were both big Caleb Williams fans. And he does have that Mahomes level talent. And we saw that multiple times last night. But at this point right now, whether it's his coaching staff, maybe even Ben Johnson, it doesn't sound like he has utmost confidence in him right now. Maybe there's a little bit of arrogance in there with Caleb Williams still, but you can just tell the difference in mindset. Now, as of right now, is JJ McCarthy as physically talented as a guy like Caleb Williams? I mean, we don't know that for sure, but just what we've seen in college, probably not. But it's just everything up here is so important. But I'm not saying he doesn't have the talent. He has the arm strength, as we saw. He has that throw to Aaron Jones. That was a little bit of layering the touch. Like, sure, he still has to work on some of that. But everything that you want to see from your future franchise quarterback, we saw that last night at the young age of 22 years old in his first start on the road. So yeah, he doesn't have all the things that those top three quarterbacks had last year going into the draft. But man, this guy just knows how to rally the troops, keep himself in the game no matter what's going on. And as we saw, and we saw this in his first game ever in the NFL against the Raiders in the preseason last year. Through the interception, how did he respond? Came back and threw 2 touchdowns. Like we saw what draws people to JJ McCarthy. And even the piece that Alec Lewis put out yesterday about going to IMG and how the coach there said like he wasn't even our first choice. Like we brought in Caleb Williams, we brought in Drake May. We finally, when we talked to JJ McCarthy, it's like I didn't know much about the kid. I didn't really his play on the field needed some work. But when you talk to him, you could just tell this kid has that special something to lead a football team. So maybe he doesn't have everything that some of these other quarterbacks have, but damn it, he's got it, and he's got it in the mind. And he has plenty of physical talent to be a really, really great quarterback in this
plenty. So and it is, and like that's the thing is he is a rookie quarterback, and some of that, like just like Josh Allen, in a way, when he was a rookie quarterback, he had a lot to work on. Yeah. And obviously now he's, arguably the best quarterback in the NFL at this point. And you could say that with JJ McCarthy, but the thing that JJ McCarthy, like, It is insane. It literally, like, the more I think about it, the crazier it is for him to come and end up throwing those touchdowns and end up winning that game after throwing a pick. Like, we've already put all the scenarios out there, but that's insane. Like, when you talk about winner mentality, that's like taking it up another level as far as your first start ever in the NFL. Like, and you almost at the like, after that pick six, it doesn't feel much lower than that. I can imagine for a quarterback.
We've seen quarterbacks that would have folded after that.
Most quarterbacks would, and it'd be fair. Obviously, I don't want to put him up to guys like Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that right now, but like even guys like Patrick Mahomes, I mean, even him, like, it would be to go and do that in your first start of your career ever, and like I don't think there's many quarterbacks at all that's ever came in who's had the mentality to like make that switch. Obviously, no one's ever really done it before, but obviously, you know, you have to be behind to even make a comeback in the first place. But I'm just saying, like, it's just, I don't know, it's really crazy for him to do that. That's just next level mentality type shit. But I did want to do something kind of fun here. I think we should go on Twitter and just kind of look at, I'm just going to put JJ McCarthy in there and just kind of see what people are saying. I like get some juice in here. And I mean, hopefully this keeps on going all year. But it is Skol Fest week, and we got to hype this game up. And it is, I mean, I don't even think we have to hype it. Like, this game is going to be super exciting. You're against a defense that's not as good as the Bears. So you do feel like this is going to be a game you're going with momentum, and JJ McCarthy is going to light this Falcons defense up, hopefully early and often. But I do want to go into that. Before we do that, though, I do want to do some shout outs here. Actually, first off, of course, with JJ McCarthy doing what he did, we do have to give away another JJ McCarthy rookie card. So get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already.
And 2,000 of you have subscribed already. So that's huge. 2,020 have subscribed, actually.
Speaking of that, yeah. So with over 2,000 subscribers, which is massive for us. I don't know if we thought we would get to 2,000 subscribers or whatever. I don't know if we thought we'd get to 1,000 subscribers. Like I told you guys, we are going to do a giveaway. We're not doing that giveaway on this show because I wanted to remind everybody, I think the following Monday, so Skol Fest, we're going to try to go live in person together on Friday, I think. But then the following one, so on Monday, hopefully after a victory on Sunday night.
Are you going to be home in time for Monday?
I think I will.
Okay.
Hopefully. We'll see. I think I'm going to aim for that Monday instead of pushing it around. So that's my goal. So our next stream here, not the Friday one, not this week, our next one next week, we are going to give away this JJ McCarthy PSA 10 rookie card, Jordan Addison auto out of 100. And I have it in my mailbox. I don't have it with me, but I have a Harrison Smith auto as well. We're going to give away on our next show. So everybody definitely needs to be tapped in for our next shows.
Then I got something coming too for my parents at some point that they wanted us to give away for that too. So that's,
So we have a lot of stuff to give away. Some good, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm telling y'all, it's good stuff. So definitely. So for now, get the hashtag Skols in the comments right now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tap into our live streams that are going to be at 5:30. Hopefully, moving forward, every Monday and Thursday, 5:30 Central Time, and all of that good stuff here. Before moving forward, though, I do want to shout out my guy Nick in here right away. I know he's going to be happy about some Jordan Mason stuff here, which we'll get into all these other players and stuff like that. Bleeding Purple in the building. What's going on, my dude? George Blunt. What's going on, my guy? Maverick, the Enigma, Skol baby. I know you're going to be at Skol Fest. Roger, you made it, dude. What's going on, Roger? I already shouted out George W. Cush, bringing up some of the mid-old players that we had. Skol and roll in here. Who's our number 3 running back? At this point, it feels like it's Ty Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, the return game, he was pretty good yesterday as well.
He did look good, actually. Yeah.
And then looking over to O'Connell, decided to run the ball out of the end zone was nice too. That was
very smart. Darren Wang, our dude. All I got to say is we have a world record for Soldier Field for the longest. We kind of have 2 world records. I guess not just for Soldier Field, but JJ McCarthy did get a couple himself. But that was a big one. Will the freaking thrill hits that 59-yarder. Obviously, we're going to get into that some more. Two-toned. I know he'll be at Skol Fest. I do believe we got a franchise quarterback. Hey, it's feeling like it. I do want to see, obviously, we want to see him come out hot in a game and just beat we need we need to see your quarterback beat the shit out of a team. Like,
and
coming backs is great, but you also want to make sure that he can go beat the shit out of a team too.
Yeah, well, and the big thing is just like what he did, what him and O'Connell did together late in that game. You do need to see that carry through and start earlier and often in some of these games coming up. So I mean, that's the big thing. Like you saw what drew this team to drafting him. You saw what he can be. You saw the personality. You saw the leadership ability. You saw all that on display. You saw the talent. Now it's just consistency and kind of working through it with a full game instead of just a quarter.
Yeah, I don't think terrible Bears team is. I mean, some people.
Well, I mean, would you rather him just not do what he did in the fourth quarter?
Well, I just think. I mean, most people have the Bears winning this game. A lot of people have the Bears above us.
I don't care who you. I mean, you play your schedule. You were down. I don't
know. You're against
find momentum somewhere.
You're against Ben Johnson, and with a lot of talent on that offense. Obviously, they had some injuries in the secondary there. Otherwise, they made a lot of moves in free agency. I think terrible. I don't think they're as good as us, obviously, but I think terrible's is a reach on that.
And it's a divisional road game. It doesn't matter how good or bad the team is. It's a divisional road game.
Man, oh man, JJ McCarthy sucks. I mean, the Lions. So this he's a Lions fan. He's a Lions fan. So this is kind of crazy because the Lions, if there's one team in the entire NFL right now that is the most down, it's got to be the Lions, right?
Remember what I said? Remember what I said before the season started? This is Dan Campbell's last year in Detroit. That's the call. This is Dan Campbell's last year.
And I've been a Dan Campbell guy, but now you're starting to make me believe that it was just the coordinators more than it was him.
We'll see. Excellent motivator. We'll see if he can.
Let me bring some stuff up here, though. I want to.
Darren, you were very, very close. You were
he was that Van Ginkel.
Yeah, Thielen could just catch a football. Well, he got the 2-point. That's fair. He was in the end zone at the very least.
Let's bring this up here. There we go. All right. Starting with my guy, Skol Mafia. He ain't in here right now. I don't know where he is. He should be in here. Message him right now. We got Skol Mafia stuff in here, though. Hope they don't give him life for being a Stone Cold Killer. Dude, that's one thing that's crazy about JJ McCarthy so far is just that, dude, it is like that look in his eyes is I mean, people say like, oh, I want to go out there and kill people on the field, or I'm like, I don't know, but JJ McCarthy definitely has that that.
Well, that's what Kevin O'Connell said too. He said he told him at halftime, like, you're going to bring us back, we're going to win this game. Right there. Yep. Yeah, and he said, look in his eye. The look in his eye showed me that he knew he could do it.
Bro, look at that. That is.
Well, and even and they showed him like coming out of the tunnel before the game. He looked the part of a motivated individual. And again, once things finally started clicking and they just opened up the offense.
Yep. Dude, killer. Dad, tell me about the fourth game. That's going to be a long career, man. I mean, hey, we were the first person to put him and Tom Brady on a thumbnail, as far as I know. So, hey, I don't know. We'll see. There was a whole lot of JJ. Yeah, that's the one thing is we missed. I didn't look at Twitter during when he was doing bad, so I missed all the slander. Now I kind of wish to see like everybody talking mad shit, but it's all good. It's all good. And I respect the fuck. Yeah, see, look at that. Way to bounce back. I know the coolest thing, actually. Let's see. This is cool. Obviously, Rich Eisen's huge JJ McCarthy fan. I watch that. But let's put this on here. Let's see what happens here. For some reason, I can't find that exact clip. But one guy that I think helped a lot was this one right here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Randy Moss, of course, just like that's actually funny. Justin Jefferson was on the mic during the preseason game, and Randy Moss was on during this. Obviously, congratulations to Randy Moss here. That's huge. Let's see.
Like, and even like that play right
there. You hear that right now?
I cannot hear it. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, and that play right there does kind of like look, and that's where he has to grow. Like some of the things you heard the negatives, right? Where it's just the fastball doesn't always have the touch. You saw that on a couple instances yesterday where he probably could have layered a throw better for a completion instead was knocked on the line of scrimmage. So there's still things to work on. But the fact he did what he did was amazing.
The ball, this drive right here, definitdefinitely.
I think they had him taped.
I want to see that's not even the one I want to watch though. There's the one where they have Randy Moss on here when JJ runs the touchdown. And then because someone, I think it was this tweet right here, that the Vikings have scored 2 touchdowns since Randy Moss. Yeah, and then they show Randy Moss finding that out, and then they score a third. He scores that rushing touchdown, and then Randy Moss said, "Go find that tweet and tell him to put 3 on here." Something like that. I don't know. That's sick. So you got Randy Moss on here. I mean, everything is good. Everything's JJ McCarthy today. Yeah, dude. Let me go back.
I mean,
here
like I said, even if people aren't fully sold, what happened last night has to at least turn your opinion around just a smidge.
I mean, come on. Even T-Bass we see in this and being like, okay, I like that. You don't fake that. Like that one's crazy. Obviously,
I like that. Yep.
But that's for real. Like, that's where the Tom Brady's comparisons do come in. Obviously, but mentality, like you can compare mentalities. I don't think that's crazy. Obviously, we don't got 13 minutes for that. 64-3 as starting quarterback, dating back to high school. No big deal. Like, what if JJ McCarthy just never loses? At this point, you can say that, you know? Thoughts on just did. It's kind of long here, but
that he was put in. We've already said it.
Which he picked the Bears to
win. His last
way.
meaningful football game. 609 days. Understand the atmosphere he was placed in. He is starting in prime time on the road in the full power of the ESPN Monday Night Football machine, up to and including photographs of you in your childhood wearing the Bears uniform, stories from your parents, high school footage of you. You were going up against a hostile crowd. You're going into the fact that you're replacing a quarterback last year for your same team that was excellent. They passed on for you. That is a lot. That is a lot of pressure for a very inexperienced guy in the pros. And early on, it was rough. Really rough.
Right, that's
he was looking around. He had the jittery feet. He's getting sacked. He throws the pick 6. I watched him right after the pick 6. And I'm like, let's see what this guy's got. Right. Is he going to completely fold? And he was like, he was steel-faced. It is everything you have ever heard from every Michigan blowhard, every college football scout, everyone who loves him about, I'm telling you, this kid is different. You're like, all right, I've seen him. He is different. I have nothing to say whatsoever other than I was so impressed from someone of his age and inexperience in that atmosphere with those conditions who could have folded and peed down his leg and the next series thrown another pick 6. That happens sometimes. It goes fast. Really, really impressed. I don't know if he's going to.
Yep. See, and there's
and like I said on the other side, like Caleb Williams, when he started making mistakes, he wasn't the same way. He was on the sidelines, head back, like sitting down on the bench by himself. Like it's a mentality thing, It's and the mentality means so much to play quarterback, especially when you're 22 years old making your first start.
Michigan guys right there. Yeah, next. This is next. This would be like a downgrade. Should be anyways. It'll be interesting. He played all right the other day.
Yeah.
But this was funny. It's the first half. Someone tweeted this out during the first half. Which is funny. Oh yeah. It's not in here, no Bell. That's what we're talking about. Shout out. Really led his 4th comeback. Ooh, was that loud?
A little bit.
I know that is funny. That right. Was he a practice squad guy for us?
Yeah. Oh, pause it for a second too. Well, and then and after that interception, Kevin O'Connell mentioned it after the game. He's like he did everything right except for the throw. Like he checked into the right protection. He saw what was coming. He knew it was going to be a 0 blitz. He said he did everything pre-snap you're supposed to do. It's just, Nashawn Wright, knowing it was a 0 blitz, was able to sit back, read the eyes. He was going to Jefferson. So he said and that's why Kevin O'Connell said, I didn't get on him. I just told him, you did everything you were supposed to do. It's just, if you wait a step longer, I think he had Naylor going back pylon. You probably could have thrown a touchdown there. So it's like, you did everything right except for the throw. And next time you'll hit it. So, just that type of thing. And that's where the coach and quarterback are so important. And the fact that Kevin O'Connell and JJ McCarthy just seem to be on that same wavelength. And they both have that same cool, calm, collected mindset. It's huge. and big reason why what happened last night happened.
Jim, for first time starter, first game, not even first time start. I mean, not even just the starter. He's the first time he's ever touched a regular season game in general in the NFL.
I mean, and it was, first quarterback in his, I hate those stats where it's like first quarterback in his first start, score 3 touchdowns the fourth quarter. Like I hate all those type of stats, but but
it is a stat. Or for instance, I think he is the only quarterback ever. I think I saw this, but the only quarterback ever to throw 2 touchdowns and run a touchdown that was over 10 yards.
Yeah. Hey, and if you don't want to hear some home team glazing, don't come to a home team podcast.
Hey, it's not even, dude, it's extremely impressive. Like for anybody that doesn't understand the situation he was put in and get in that pick 6 and to be able to bounce back from that situation is completely unbelievable. Like there is no, like your mind should be absolutely rattled to nothing by that.
You don't win a national championship.
But when you have that look, I think was that after the Justin Jefferson touchdown when he had that face?
This guy's got a little moxie, there's no doubt. You don't win a national championship without that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we're talking about.
That was the laser of a throw.
McCarthy. Pass is caught, spinning grab by Aaron Jones. McCarthy begging for the ball. Pass is caught, Thielen. And this is a
can't even imagine when this guy's on the field though.
He's got it.
Things will be different for sure.
His way into the end zone touchdown.
Yeah, this was a sick fucking edit. Whoever is NFL RJ. I do want to look up this Blake Cashman thing. People are saying 4 weeks. I can survive 4 weeks if that's true.
And then obviously, I think I saw Nick mention earlier. Eric Wilson, the vet, stepped in, played well.
Yeah.
I think they said misses a few weeks. That was I think Ben Gessling mentioned it earlier.
He did?
I don't know if it was a tweet or what, but I know he did say they're expecting it to miss multiple weeks is how they put it.
Yeah, I saw multiple weeks. I just didn't see 4. So I was like, you never multiple weeks.
And it'll be telling if they're thinking it's going to be a long-term thing, he'll probably go on short-term IR, which we'll see what happens there. But yeah, man, it's just look, all of it, just the situation, everything. Like you have to be impressed. Now, yes, again, he needs to show it more consistently. He needs to show it earlier on, and I think that's coaching as well. But just to be in those situations and to find a way to will your team to a victory at 22 years old in your first start. If you're not impressed, you're just trying not to be impressed with that. Like,
yeah, no, but that adversity is insane.
Yeah.
It's completely insane, but we can keep moving on. Obviously, we got tons of time.
Glazing's done. Well, it's not done.
It's not done. It's going to be. It might be our whole lives. It has potential to be a lifetime.
I hope so.
If he wins the Super Bowl,
so.
Lifetime glaze, not even a question. Fun fact: Caleb Williams now 0-3 against quarterbacks in his draft class. Dang, I know. I'm not a Caleb Williams hater, but you do watch that game, and it was the tale of 2 stories of a guy starting off bad and then turning it around, and then Caleb Williams kind of losing confidence, and some of his throws are just errant, man.
Yeah, they made when they made him be a pocket quarterback. That's
what you have to do.
That throw to DJ Moore is about as open gets. That's a touchdown throw right there. If you hit that, and you just couldn't do it. There's a lot of throws like that. Even the one when we let him drive down and score at the end, like that one to Cole Kmet, that wasn't a good throw. Cole Kmet had to make an insane catch to reel that thing in.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
But anyway,
we'll keep on rolling here. We'll get into.
But also, 17 people in here, 9 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Yeah. Come on now. It's free.
Giving away the JJ McCarthy rookie card. So get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I've already brought it up, but we've hit 2,000 subscribers, which we're super pumped about, and we are going to be giving a really good giveaway on our next show. So everybody in here, you definitely got to make it to that one if you want to win some good shit. If not, then that's cool too, I guess. Anyways, moving on. Studs and duds.
Hey, there it is. You
made it. Drinking beers in Minnesota. Hey, let's go. One day. That's crazy. One day. It does not feel like one day to me. Yeah, Skol Fest, baby. Sold out, by the way. Officially sold out. Actually, if there's a term for oversold out, I think we did that. So get there early. Anybody in here who's going to Skol Fest, get there early. Officially sold out. That place is going to be packed. And yeah, we're bringing the house down. Just don't tell them that.
Which, by the way, if you like the shirt, you like the hat, Custom Grains.
Custom Grains. Link in the description. All this free 3. Link in the description. The shirt's sick. He's gonna be back in 2 more games.
Skol Fest shirts, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats. It's all amazing stuff. We got some samples here. Obviously, good quality. Pick some up.
Facts. All of it's great. And anyone that is going Skol Fest, we will have some of this stuff there as well. Anyways, Studs and Duds spent officially 30 minutes on the quarterback. Perfect. That feels good. On JJ McCarthy. So going into, I guess it only makes sense to go into the running backs and starting with, both of them, but starting with Jordan Mason.
Yep.
Like if we talk MVP of the offense, you got to give it to JJ McCarthy for what he did at the end there. But number 2 is definitely got to be Jordan Mason. And he kind of really, his running and establishing his running going into the fourth quarter was a big a big momentum changer as far as like us kind of getting in position to open up this game for JJ McCarthy. And a lot of that goes on Jordan Mason. When everything else wasn't really working great for us, he was still running hard and showing us Viking fans exactly why the Vikings traded for him and how he was going to be with this offense.
Yeah. And then when that offensive line finally got settled in, and they played a really good game, by the way, I think we got to take a little bit of extra time and talk about the left guard here pretty quick and Donovan Jackson, the rookie.
We'll talk
but
about
Justin Skol did not have a very good game stepping in for Christian Darrisaw. But overall, the offensive line finally got some push later on. The run game opened up, and you're seeing what this 2-headed monster can be. And we kind of said this, like you have Jordan Mason, who's your one cut, go, gain yardage type of guy. Aaron Jones can still do that, but Aaron Jones's prowess was showing off yesterday as well. Drew the 40-yard pass interference because Aaron Jones can catch those downfield passes and had the big touchdown. So you're seeing what they both bring to the table. Aaron Jones can still get it done on the ground. Last season, he showed that. He showed he can be a feature back who can handle a workload of an RB1 on his own. This year, they brought him in some help. They're going to keep him fresh, and they're going to use him in different situations. And that is this different situation that they used. They threw that Aaron Jones is just so good as a pass catcher. So both of the strength of these running backs were showing off in this game. And that's exactly why we brought Jordan Mason in and gave him a contract on top of it and brought Aaron Jones back. Like the 2-headed monster, what they can each do differently is going to help this offense immensely. And if that offensive line can keep grinding and keep playing the way that they played, it's going to be fantastic. And I know we talked about it yesterday, how after the draft, throughout training camp, or OTAs, training camp, preseason, we never heard one peep that Donovan Jackson was going to be anything but that starting left guard, right? There was literally, we drafted him, we said he was going to start, and we never heard another peep about any struggles or anything like that to take him out of the lineup. And he had a great day yesterday. What was it? 31 pass blocking snaps, no pressures, no penalties.
No pressures, no pedals, no sacks, no hurries.
Yeah, I think like an 88 pass block grade.
We had an 88 pass block and 74.3 overall grade.
So it's just and like the fact that he's a rookie, and again, Kwesi can't draft. He decided to go Donovan Jackson instead of a more sexy direction. And the dude has literally came in, taken that starting job, and never looked back.
Yeah, and that's without even Christian Darrisaw there, which is going to be big because there's a couple plays where Donovan Jackson just dominating, and then Skol ends up being the guy, which obviously is the backup, but ends up being the guy that lets the guy in.
By the way, super happy. I'm actually happy Darrisaw didn't play yesterday because screw that field. It's embarrassing that that the Bears should be able to roll that field out there for teams to come play on. Just absolutely embarrassing. So I'm actually happy that Darrisaw didn't.
And we didn't ultimately ended up needing him, so that's good. But yeah, with Christian Darrisaw, because just going into the. And actually, before I jump in, just hitting on the running backs again, you just mentioned Aaron Jones, and having him in the receiving game and I've been waiting for us to use it. Even last year, we didn't use him enough like that. And it felt like we were going to use Aaron Jones more like that in the passing game. And you can just see that JJ McCarthy and Aaron Jones, nobody glazes JJ McCarthy. Maybe us, but besides us, no one glazes JJ. There's a lot of Viking fans that do, but no one glazes JJ McCarthy as much as Aaron Jones on the team. Constantly talking about his winning mentality and everything. And I'm like, I think a lot of that is Aaron Jones is smart. He's trying to build that connection, and it's out there, and you can tell that. Even in training camp and things like that, you saw passes to Aaron Jones. There's the other Aaron Jones got another one that ended up getting the PI on as well. So just having a guy who can kind of go out there and basically be a receiver. And I know it's kind of like a linebacker's worst nightmare is a running back to come out and go on a route like that. So that's huge. And then Jordan Mason kind of spelling that, especially between the tackles. So huge on that. But speaking between the tackles, on the offensive line, you had Brian O'Neill led the offense with a PFF grade of 83.2, 80.9 for pass block. Ryan Kelly came in number 2, 76.4 with 78.8 pass block. Number 3 was Donovan Jackson with 74.3, 88.1. And then you go down a little bit, you get Will Fries there with 60.9, but he still has 74.1 pass block. And then you got Skol down there towards the bottom on this offense with 55.8. PFF and 60.7 pass block. So just talking about with Christian Darrisaw coming back, like all those guys played fantastic, with Skol being the obvious kind of Achilles heel on the offensive line. And you get arguably the best when healthy in the league on that offensive line is massive. And I can't wait to see that. I'm hoping this game, I mean, hopefully we end up going into a Atlanta game where this offense just unloads. Like, you have this amount of confidence, and that's another underrated thing about everything with JJ McCarthy that I've heard people talk about is just the momentum. That sets such a strong tone for the rest of the season to see your rookie quarterback that I know a lot of players were behind him, but you don't really know. And especially seeing how he handled how the beginning of the game went, like some players had to be a little concerned or whatever, and then he ends up winning that game, and it kind of just sets the tone for the rest of this season, and hopefully going into next game, and next game can kind of be that game where JJ McCarthy lights up that Atlanta defense. But
I mean, and then obviously the receiving stats aren't going to look great because, I mean, the offense didn't really pick up till the fourth quarter. I mean, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson both led with 44 yards each and a touchdown each. Jefferson had some uncharacteristic drops, and I'm sure as chemistry builds will get cleaned up. Jalen Naylor with the huge catch for 28 yards to get us into field goal range. Hawkinson 3 for 15. Jordan Mason had a catch for 7 yards. Josh Oliver 1 for 5. Couldn't quite get it on that 2-point conversion. And then Adam Thielen, they don't have him as a reception here. I guess maybe because it was a 2-point conversion, they don't count that. But did have the 2-point conversion reception. And the huge drop, which was unfortunate, and only 1 target. But again, the passing offense didn't really start working until the fourth quarter. So hopefully those stats will improve because it's just too talented of a receiver core to not put up more passes.
Yeah, they don't usually do that. And
right,
like and said, once this guy comes back, it's game over because that's where that chemistry. That's what there's obviously Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league, but it isn't crazy to say that Jordan or JJ McCarthy and Jordan Addison has created a stronger connection and chemistry. And it wouldn't have been crazy to see this first game if Jordan Addison was out there to end up with the most receptions on this team. Obviously, you'll have a few weeks for that to kind of mesh a little bit there. But that's Jordan Addison coming back is going to be huge for this team.
Yeah, for sure. But anything else to say about the other receivers? I mean, again, these will improve when the offense just starts off a little bit faster than they did this last game. I mean, not too talented to not. JJ McCarthy and these receivers are too talented to not pick it up.
Yeah. And then TJ Hawkinson, you think you to see a ton of him. I thought we would have saw a little bit more, but it's kind of weird. I don't know. Things were just so messy for so much of that game, so it's kind of tough.
And then it was just kind of you had to get the ball to the open player. Couldn't really couldn't really get. I think Justin Jefferson needed to touch the ball earlier and often more.
Right. More than he did.
But I guess going into the scoring and the field position, we talked about Jalen Naylor, the 1 catch. 28 yards, setting up as obviously Darren mentioned earlier, and Nick, the Will Reichard 59-yard bullet. I mean, everyone doubted Will Reichard before the preseason even started, and ever since preseason, he's been perfect aside from 2 kicks. One was a 63-yarder, and one was the holder's fault. So amazing from Will Reichard there. And then the reason this offense was put in a lot of good positions, and that's because
season, baby.
First time since Marcus Sherrills, we may have found a punt returner in Miles Price, who was absolutely fantastic.
Dude, we haven't seen any of it.
He had
68
49 kick return yards and 68 punt return yards.
Yep.
Just constantly getting the ball, making good moves out in the open field, getting positive yardage. We may have finally found our returner. Hopefully, we can get that first punt return since Marcus Sherrills. Miles Price, big up in this game.
Facts. Dude, Miles Price, that's crazy. And like, I think we've had one player since Marcus Sherrills, which was D.D. Westbrook in 2020, I think, something like that, to get over 60 yards in punt return or whatever. And then you get it from the first game, and you can just tell some guys just have whatever ability it is. I don't know if it's just finding like little holes and cutting at the right time or whatever it is. But Miles Price has that. And the one concern with him, of course, is he muffs some punts sometimes or whatever. And luckily, we did not see anything like that. Just overall special teams. I believe actually, according to PFF, we had the highest highest special teams grade out of any team this last week for special teams. So that's huge for us.
So underrated. I mean, it's so important. I mean, just to be able to hit your kicks, to be able to get some return yardage, to be able to be clean. I feel like we were pretty clean penalty-wise, too, overall, weren't we? I think we were.
Is he the next Devin Hester? Probably. I'm guessing. More than likely.
But I mean, because I mean, I think it's fair to say that the special teams the last couple seasons has kind of been a disappointment under Matt Daniels.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Wright had a pretty bad shank yesterday, but overall, man, the special teams looked much improved. I mean, it's only one game, sure, but you like what you saw from special teams.
Yep, dude, big time. So hopefully he keeps going. Will Reichard and Miles Price, you feel good about those. Ryan Wright just needs to be more consistent. Yeah, but like you said, like every year it's like, hey, we're gonna be good at all three phases, and it seems like there's always one that fucks us. Like last year, special teams kind of was that. Will Reichard was good earlier, gets injured. Romo comes in, then Will Reichard starts missing kicks later. Ryan Wright was just we haven't had a punt returner, kick returner that did anything for us for years. So I think even just getting a punt, I mean, we always talk about all these positions we've been looking for forever, and punt returner feels like one of those that we just cannot hit. You try and try and try.
And as Marcus Sherrills showed us, he never played corner. If you can be a good return man, that's gonna lock that'll lock your spot in the league for a
Delton's
long
talk about defense. Talk about defense. All right, I think we can talk about some defense here. Yeah. So obviously, started off not great. It's kind of weird in the beginning of the game. It was kind of like, oh, we've put all this money in our defensive line and our interior defense line and our interior offensive line, and both of them just seemed subpar early on, and everything started to come together. I know you mentioned Jonathan Allen, and to me, Javon Hargrave, which I think is one of the MVPs of that defense this last game, ended up with 2 sacks and a couple pressures on top of that. I believe
he had 7. I think he had 7 pressures.
7 pressures.
I think he had 7. I think Jonathan Allen had 6. So while the sack numbers didn't really add up for both of them, the pressures got there.
Yeah.
And I think they said we pressured him 30 times. 30 pressures on Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And it just
could not get home.
It shows his innate ability to extend plays. I mean, obviously there's a couple sacks we missed, including the kind of awkward Jonathan Grenard one on the first drive.
Yeah.
And it shows how good Caleb Williams is at doing that type of stuff, and how good this defense can be when you get to a Michael Penix who's not going to be able to scramble to that ability.
And yeah, well, like Delton says here, the Bears only scored 3 points in between the Bears' first and last drive, which is 100% true. Obviously, Caleb Williams did bail our defense out a couple times. There's a few, like our secondary was not great. Isaiah Rodgers was pretty solid, but it's Byron Murphy Jr. He got caught a few times. Makuta, who ended up getting hurt, got caught a couple times. I kind of like what we saw from Isaiah Rodgers, but there was times where there was guys open that just kind of got missed because of Caleb Williams too.
Right. And this game felt a lot like the Lions game and the playoff game, to where the defense kept us in it for as long as they could, and the offense in those games, the offense couldn't get it figured out. But this game, obviously the offense in the fourth quarter came through, was able to get it figured out. And then again, when the defense can force Caleb Williams to have to be a pocket quarterback, and you can't allow him to be Superman, like you said, he wants to do sometimes,
right.
Then that's what we said. Get pressure on him, rattle him a little bit. He misses those throws. And I mean, it was a good defensive game plan. I mean, early on, they weren't blitzing. They were just kind of sending, kind of just rushing 4 and playing a little bit of soft zone behind it. They were getting some easy chunk plays. But when they decided to tighten it up when they needed to get the offense the ball back, they definitely shut them down. Yeah, two really big, like 2 drives to speak of for their offense, and that's about it.
Yep.
Another name, Dallas Turner. Like, yeah, on the stat sheet, 3 tackles, 1 solo tackle. Didn't really show up, but he was flashing in the run game.
Yeah.
I thought he played a very solid football game. Again, not really getting after the quarterback like we want him to yet.
Right.
But then again, no one really was in this game because of the way that Williams was getting out of the pocket. But
yeah,
I thought Dallas Turner played a very sound football game.
Yep, Dallas Turner solid. And then I got to talk about my guy Andrew Van Ginkel, and obviously in the comments was so close of taking another one home, which would have been wild because that would have been right after the Justin Jefferson. I think that would have been right after the Justin Jefferson touchdown. I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been crazy because then the game would have just switched just like that. Obviously, we won anyway, so it didn't really matter. But that was crazy, and he was just all over the field making plays. Huge W, I think, extending him and keeping him on this team. I think he's going to have another really, really good year again. Another Jonathan Grenard, kind of doing Jonathan Grenard things. Never was able to get home. He had that one really interesting right off the bat where it looks like he was just going straight at Caleb Williams and then he just like falls over.
Yeah, which I know there was that video of someone thinking like, "Oh, the league is rigged." It
was kind of weird.
It was definitely weird.
It was definitely weird.
Then you got the people on social media trying to call him out for it, and he responded to that actually.
And then he responded to that, which is funny. He said he got juked or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I believe him. But hopefully, we need him to get home because with these guys in the middle, we need the edges to get home. That's
for sure. And something we probably should mention since we did talk about the guys in the middle is look, like you bring in Allen and Grenard or Allen and Hargrave. They're both older guys. And with older guys, you do need some youth to mix in there. And honestly, the youth on this team that they decide to stick with, and this is without Elijah Williams, had a really good camp and preseason. Right. I mean, you had plays from all of them. Jalen Redmond got in there on some run plays. Ty Ingram Dawkins had the bat down on the Caleb Williams play. And then Levi Drake Rodriguez had a nice TFL as well. So those young guys, when they needed to step up and spell the 2 older guys that we have, they made some impact plays. So and that was their plan. Get young guys, defensive rotation in the middle, and keep guys fresh. And they did that, and there was an impact made. And that is against this revamped Bears offensive interior.
Yeah, and just add into that, Levi Drake Rodriguez and Ty Ingram Dawkins ended up, I mean, in limited snaps, obviously, but ended up 3rd and 4th from PFF grades with 71.3 to Levi Drake Rodriguez and 70.4 from Ty Ingram Dawkins. So that is big. And obviously, you're feeling pretty good if you're going to trade Harrison Phillips. And it is really nice to see, it's really nice to see LDR stepping up the way he is. And as well as Redmond, but you go and draft Ty Ingram Dawkins and you hear about all his potential and things like that. And if you hit on him, dude, it would be so massive for this team. And so far, he's looking very solid.
Yeah. And Jay Ward had a good game. So, hey, maybe we're talking about Jay Ward, talking about Levi Drake Rodriguez. We're talking about
that hit on freaking DJ Moore by Jay Ward.
We're talking about Ty Ingram Dawkins. We're talking about how good Donovan Jackson played. He got JJ McCarthy, Dallas Turner stuff. Maybe Kwesi learned how to draft. Just saying.
Hopefully we'll see what happens.
Picks are starting to.
I mean, Donovan Jackson, if Ty Ingram. So, and then honestly, you're not. We didn't see anything from Felton on offense. I'm hoping that we do get some sort of, and I'm still waiting for like some sort of sweep or something. To guys like Felton. Like to Ty Felton. But the big thing for him is he is the gunner on this team, and he does a pretty good job. During preseason, I saw, and this last game as a gunner, I felt like he did a pretty solid job there as well. So he is making some sort of an impact on special teams.
Right, for sure. Yeah, so overall, a very solid defensive performance. Would have liked a couple more sacks, had an opportunity. Early on, they allowed Caleb Williams to be Caleb Williams and get outside the pocket. But when they tightened up, man, like we're seeing what this defense can be. And if they get more help consistently from that offense, man, this team could be it's going to be tough to stop this team.
Yep. And Eric Wilson, obviously,
that's another name.
And we missed him on special teams too. Comes in all over the place, had like a 90 PFF run grade. Definitely could tell the impact he was making on his team. Had obviously on special teams, just as playing cover and things like that, just looking good there. But has the blocked punt. Obviously, it didn't really go our way, but still, like anything like that and any sort of momentum. Hey, Johnny in the
What's going on,
building.
man?
What's going on, dude? Welcome in, Johnny. But anything like that is huge for us.
Absolutely.
Of course, Dalton. Vikings grade. Yeah, I guess how would you do that? How would you grade the Vikings in this?
First 3 quarters.
Who knows? She has this one.
First 3 quarters, probably like a D+, and the D+ is the defense keeping us in it. Fourth
And
quarter,
special
though,
teams, maybe.
I mean, fourth quarter, probably like a B, because there's still things that could be better. I mean, the fact that you let yourself get in that situation to begin with. Overall, B-, solid B-. I mean, the first 3 quarters affect that a lot, but this team showed heart. This team showed fight, especially led by your young 22-year-old quarterback who is rallying the troops. Your defense held in there, kept the game within spitting distance for that offense to finally come through. The special teams made huge plays when they needed to. I'd say like B-. Yeah, B-.
Too evil. It's funny. I just see an F+, and then I just know who the name's gonna be. No, I agree with you. I'm gonna say B- as well. Obviously, you don't want to play bad for 3 quarters, but the thing about it is, like the way we ended up winning is it could end up being kind of a best case scenario. I don't think it's ever a best case scenario for your quarterback to come in and suck for 3 quarters, even if they do come back and win or whatever. But as far as like your young player not quitting and everybody on the team witnessing that, when every person on that team should know that, like, like anybody, even a good quarterback will crumble under that kind of pressure in that situation. And to see your quarterback not quit and end up winning this game, and I said this earlier, is I think like underratedly sets the tone for this season and just the rest of this team moving forward, the rest of the players getting behind JJ McCarthy. Like if there's one thing, 100, even if there's I don't know if there's any doubters in that locker room, but if there was any doubters in that locker room, one thing for sure is JJ McCarthy isn't quitting. Right. He isn't going to talk. I know people talk about, I think it was Jared Allen was like, it's crazy because if, the way JJ McCarthy was playing, if someone like that came up to me and was just like, hey, no, don't worry, I got you guys, we're going to win this or whatever, he'd be like, shut up. We got it from here type of situation. And he just said like how crazy that is for his leadership and the players to like hear that and like believe it and not just, wave it off like, all right, chill out or whatever. And then he ends up doing it. And that's why like for the rest of the season, you're gonna, I feel like it just immediately gonna make the Vikings feel like that they're always in it, even if things aren't going good.
Well, and that's kind of one of the things, like when you, and even like same thing with O'Connell, and he kind of said that too. Like it's about being present.
What up, Rat in the building? Let's go.
What's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? I can't gather it. It's about being it's like being yourself. What's that word? Consistent, not consistent. You know what I mean?
Being present.
Yeah, but it's basically like you can't say these type of things. Like you can't say that the Kevin O'Connell, like, hey, you're gonna come back and genuine, yes. Like you can't say we're gonna come back and win this game. You can't be JJ McCarthy and saying like, where else would you rather be, and like hyping up his guys on the sidelines after he throws a pick six. Like you can't say that stuff and have people believe it unless they don't believe you and believe that you're being genuine. And that's the one thing you could say with head coach and quarterback, the two most important pieces of a football team. That if these guys are genuine and they can actually lead men in the way that they've been doing it, authentic, that's the word as well. Yeah. But it's like the fact, like if they're like, you have to be it for other people to believe it. And these two, you can just tell by the way that even in the post-game locker room, just how people react to McCarthy and O'Connell. You can tell these guys are both authentic, genuine, and people believe in the things that they're saying. And that's so important from those two spots.
Well, that's a hard thing too, is with, I don't like just continuing the shit on of Caleb Williams. That's a hard part. It's just like if it's hard because if you don't have, like if Caleb Williams goes and says those things, at least from the outside looking in, maybe the players inside feel way different. But you just feel like if Caleb Williams went and said that, there'd be some players on that team just like that don't completely believe you, or whatever. And that's what JJ McCarthy, like, boom, first game of his entire career, creates that type of standard, I guess, of who
Right.
he's going to be at a quarterback, and he doesn't expect any quitting. And as a leader, it's like when you're the best leaders are going to be the ones that can lead by example. And if you're the main leader, the quarterback of this team, and you set this standard, like I'm not going to quit to the point where you win a very unlikely situation. It's going to be somewhat easy for your team to believe, especially when you're 22 years old. And you have the Aaron Jones and the Harrison Smiths and those veterans on this team who you're just a kid. And it is probably more difficult to like jump in on the leadership of someone who's 22 years old. But when you see someone go on the field and do what he did, even those guys, it's easy to get behind, you feel like. So that's why I think like the most underrated thing about this win, like it's like a best case scenario. It's like not a best case scenario game you really want to have for JJ McCarthy, but it's kind of a best case scenario as far as he went through such a high level of adversity and then was able to show his team that he can go through that. And I think that'd be good for the rest of the season.
Yeah. But
yeah, it did. I know.
Very wild game, man. Like just so wild, but so fun. And again, it none of this matters if you don't clean it up and be more consistent on both or on especially on offense as you go forward here. And we're gonna have a big and again the lights don't the lights don't dim at all, right? Like you had the shining lights of Monday Night Football. Now you go to the shining lights of Sunday Night Football with a home crowd. JJ McCarthy's first home start Sunday night after a win like this. You can't have the emotional hangover, right? And I don't think, and I hope Kevin O'Connell's learned from past situations. You can't have that emotional hangover with this. McCarthy, you feel like he's been to the top of the top in every level of football up to the NFL to this point. So you feel like he's going to be grounded a little bit here. But for him though, like, yeah, the lights stay bright. Like it's like US Bank Stadium is going to be absolutely rocking on Sunday night after a game like this. You're going up against another quarterback from your draft class. So it doesn't get any easier. And so, I mean, we will be able to see quickly if they can carry on what they did in that fourth quarter into future games here. And that again starts with Kevin O'Connell in the play calling, but then goes down to JJ McCarthy and just keeping level, being yourself, playing the game of football the way you know how to play it, and just improving upon what you did in game one. And that's gonna be, and that's what we kind of talked about before the season. Like if we don't make the playoffs, but we see steady growth from McCarthy and feel like he is that guy, to me that's a successful year. Right. But I still think this team can make a run to the playoffs, obviously, but you just want to see that continued growth, learn from these mistakes of the first game and carry those through to the next game and figure them out and be better earlier and be more consistent all the way through. And
you can definitely feel better about when the wall's at his back or whatever, but there's some really good teams in this league. You can't rely on that. You can't expect JJ McCarthy to outduel Patrick Mahomes or something like that in a similar, if they're both in that situation against each other or whatever. So that's when moving forward, JJ McCarthy, like what I'm going to be hoping for next week is for him to just come out, play well right from the get-go. Like he doesn't have to, go crazy and score 3 touchdowns in the first half or anything like that. Would be nice. But just going out there and play some good football. And that's what we need to see, because we need to see more than him being able to just win games from comebacks, which is obviously super great, but you don't want it to come to that. Otherwise, this is going to be a really long season if JJ McCarthy just plays like that only when he needs to win or whatever, which I don't expect. And if I'm JJ McCarthy, like, and for a fact, that's what he's thinking. Like, yeah, that was a great win, whatever, but you have to come out playing better. Like, and that's what I said, the game better. Like it's good it's good that you can have these learning experiences and still come out 1-0. Yeah. Like that's the big part. Like you still won the game, and now you have so much to build on from week one. Keep it on rolling here, though. Skol Fest, yes, this week, as I told everybody, we are sold out officially. Obviously, if anybody's watching, still come by. But Skol Fest this Saturday, crazy that it's this Saturday. Does not feel like that at all for me. I fly in there in 2 days. September 13th, this Saturday, between 6 and 10 at Crooked Pioneer US Bank Stadium. Got the hats here. If anybody's interested in a hat or one of these free 3 shirts, we got the link in the description for those. Super good deal on all this stuff. And then, of course, if you're at Skol Fest, you can buy all that gear there as well. And the giveaway, we're going to do this pretty quick here. So everybody get your hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video and subscribe. for your chance to win this JJ McCarthy, which value is only going to go up. I promise. I'm telling y'all only want one JJ McCarthy. You guys, this is like free money right here. I bet you this thing's worth, it's, I don't know, probably not double, but it definitely increased some value here. So definitely get them hashtag Skols in here. Got a fly on Friday around 12 noon. Okay. Yeah, I get there around like 5 on Thursday. Get them hashtag Skols in. Skol hashtag.
But, like what will be fun, though, is you got primetime against the Falcons, going up against another quarterback from the same draft class. And the week after that, you got an Ohio team, and we know how JJ McCarthy plays against those Ohio teams.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty damn well.
He does. I wonder if there's going to be anything in him that is thinking that. Probably a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
Hopefully Donovan Jackson's not.
He's going to sweep Ohio this year. Sweep Ohio. You got to get the Bengals and the Browns sweep Ohio this year.
Yep. That's going to be a good one. I think this should be a game that we definitely win.
I'm predicting a blow up because I think the defense is going to come and fire it up on Sunday night. I think JJ McCarthy and this offense are going to want to start off hot. So yeah, I think we get after Penix because look, I love Michael.
He can only go up.
I love Michael Penix. I think he has got some great stuff, but I think this defense is going to smother him.
Yeah,
I really do because he does not have the ability of Caleb Williams to extend plays.
Heck yeah. All right, let me bring this up. I'm just going to do the regular spin for now. Once we get in the grind of the rhythm of our shows and stuff, I'll add the duck races and all that good stuff. But with Skol Fest around our streams are all over the place right now.
Take away Bijan first and foremost. Just let him get one touchdown though at some point. I need that. Fantasy team needs.
You're gonna start Bijan?
Of course,
or the Vikings.
How can you not start Bijan Robinson? Come on.
I know. I wouldn't. Who do I have any players? I don't think I have anyone for Atlanta.
And I have Michael Penix in my dynasty league who I'm starting.
Damn, that's actually kind of crazy. I forgot that your quarterbacks are kind of weak in that league.
Oh, Michael Penix looked good.
He looked pretty solid. They lost that game though.
It is
against Tampa Bay.
Yep. Their kicker couldn't make a kick.
All right, about to give away this JJ McCarthy rookie card. Let's get it. 3, 2. I'm only doing one name. One name wins it. We're not doing the duck race this time around. We'll get back to the duck races eventually here. But 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. Got to be here to win still. That's the thing. Got to be here to win. And today, that winner is boom, boom. Eric. Thanks, Eric. Hope you can make one. Facts, Eric, to all the Purple families. Eric, I have your information, right? I'm assuming you're still here. You just wrote like 2 seconds ago.
Unless he sent that message and bounced.
You gotta be here. I did say it.
You did. Oh, there he is. He's here. We're good.
I don't think I have your address, which is kind of crazy. You've never won a card before? I don't think so. Well, I'll drop here, Eric. Unless you did, I don't know. For some reason, I don't have it. Usually I kind of keep track of all that stuff, so I don't have to keep asking every time. But I'll drop our email in here so you can just email us your address. I know it's from New Mexico. I know it's that for sure. Let's go. Yep. Just email a good address for me to send that card to you, man.
But yeah, so I guess like Jamie said, we'll keep you guys posted. We're going to try to do a little in-person stream on Friday. But otherwise, those of you who are coming to Skol Fest, we'll see you there. But otherwise, we'll be at the game Sunday. No Bleacher. We won't be over on Bleacher Report, but we will be here hopefully Monday. If Jamie gets back in time, we'll keep you guys posted on all that. But want to know, Victory Tuesday.
JJ McCarthy is him.
JJ McCarthy is him. It's wild the fact they found a way to win that game. 1-0 going into your first home game, Sunday Night Football. It's going to be rowdy, man.
Let's go.
It's going to be absolutely rowdy. But all right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Awesome. But thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you on Friday. We'll keep you guys posted. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night.
Let's go Vikes.